knows there's a time to get angry over things and to get upset. And what I don't understand is I was never that way as a cop. Things upset, of course, from time to time. I remember I had some guy in the glass house that I was booking for felony DUI. He ended up hurting a little girl in a crash really, really badly. Lots of stitches, broken bones. And she was actually in his car. It was actually his daughter. And he was driving drunk, I guess, for the umpteenth time. So there was a little emotion there. But again, anything where I felt like street justice on this cat. So we get him into the glass house there, and because it was a felony, he has to be stripped. So we have to do a strip search. At least that was the way it was back then. So we get him into the back room, and he starts to remove his shoes and stuff, and he kicks, he takes one of his shoes off, and he kicks it at me. And for some reason, it just caught me wrong. It didn't hit me, but it got me very angry. So I started screaming at him. I didn't touch him, but I told him he's not going to disrespect me that way. I'm just doing my job. But he found whatever button, why that button existed, I had no idea. I often reflect back. I've never lost my anger, my control like that. But boy, I was really, really upset. So after he got up off the floor, because I basically backed him into a corner, yelling at him, not touching him, but yelling at him, and he backed down rather well. Later on, I started to reflect. I really needed to keep better control over that. But you have this little girl. She was 4 years old with broken bones and lacerations. He was driving around with her in his car drunk. That was her dad. And apparently he had done this before, according to the wife. He had 2 convictions for DUI with injuries, not the family, but other people. And when he kicked his shoes at me when I was stripping him, and there was also a lot of other verbal judo being thrown around by him, he usually kept my calm. But boy, when I said, "Oh, go ahead and take the laces out of your shoe, hand me your shoes," and he kicked it at me, I just completely lit on fire. Didn't touch him, but I did have everybody else coming into sure everything was okay. But that was one of the stories of me losing my control. And I think it's still prevalent in my mind. I think that was really the one and only time I did. The rest of the time writing citations, I get it. Nobody wants a ticket. People say all sorts of stuff, no big deal. But that one just really caught me weird. What do you think? Do you think I was out of line for that? Didn't lay a hand on him. Didn't hurt him in any way. What do you think? Let me know. We'll see you in the next one.